One of our other programs that we've been working on and ramping up is a STEM-initiated program that moves toward ultimately students being interested in engineering.
Thank you for joining us to hear about Oxford Area School District's vision of providing STEM education to our students. We all know that STEM occupations are growing at a rate much more quickly than other occupations. This year, the United States Department of Commerce indicated they're growing at 17% to the other occupations' growth of 9.8%, nearly double the rate of other occupations. For our students to be competitive and the next innovators, not only for our country, but on a global scope, they need to have a solid knowledge base of science, technology, engineering, and math. The critical thinking students need is developed through these areas. Our programming is to teach students how to use these skills in a team approach and effectively communicate. This year we launched very proudly our 5th-6th grade engineering program. Our focus is on robotics and automation. Students are exploring mechanical design and computer programming. Then this gateway continues into our middle school in grades 7 and 8, where students are learning robotics and automation, as well as flight and space. The program then rockets ahead in our high school with courses in engineering, such as Principles of Engineering, Introduction of Engineering, and then into Aerospace Engineering, our program that we are partnering with other engineering firms in our area. We look to implement a program that meets the needs of our students and also where our students would have those opportunities to partner with our engineering firms in our area. You will have an opportunity later today to learn about our program in more detail from our principals, our teachers, and our students. We especially want to thank Mr. Pierre Domenico and our TV video production class, all of our students, for the help they have in putting this production together. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Dr. Nicole Addis. I am principal here in the Hopewell Elementary School, which houses our 5th and 6th grade students in the Oxford Area School District. I am excited to come to you today to talk to you regarding our STEM program and how excited our students are to have this introduced at the 5th and 6th grade levels. Part of Project Lead the Way and the grant-funded project is seeing success here in our building and throughout the district. And starting the students at 5th grade really looks at the influence that it can have over their lives for careers, being ready for those careers by the time that they are ready to graduate from high school and go on to either a job or into college post-secondary. So we're excited to be a part of that process. In looking at Project Lead the Way and in looking at our STEM classroom on any given day, you can come in and see our students working with a 3D printer, creating, collaborating together, thinking outside the box.
So what are you guys doing?
We're making a toy out of the Vex IQ kit.
What other kinds of things are you learning in this class?
Robotics and automation.
So do you guys build a lot of stuff?
Yeah. We do like iPad.
Oh, you do a lot of stuff on the iPad? Like what?
Like we go like to this app called Canvas.com.
Then we use like Connect.
Yeah, Connect.
So our STEM program was established a few years ago at the high school. It's just brought down to Hopewell this year. Really what we'll be doing with the STEM program, we've involved Project Lead the Way, and Project Lead the Way is our main program that we're using. The students have modules that they work through. The 6th grade is doing infection detection, and 5th grade is doing robotics and automation. Through the robotics and automation program, they're learning about the components of STEM, how they fit together, and how they can use those to solve real-world problems. And the same thing with the infection detection. It's just different routes, different programs, or different modules to show them how the STEM program works, or just how the STEM in general works. Once they learn the engineering design process, which is a huge part of the program, it's a huge piece for every one of them to learn in moving forward to prepare them for the middle school and the high school. So the nuts and bolts of Project Lead the Way are activities that build up to solving an eventual problem. For example, with robotics and automation, the students work to create a toy. They work on inputs and outputs. They design a chassis that can move a block. And eventually they lead up to solving an environmental problem. How could they use a robot or an AI device to solve, a contamination or a spill or something along those lines? It teaches them the basics of engineering and how science and math and technology push them into designing something useful. There's a multitude of reasons why they should have this program here, and it teaches them how to think creatively. It takes science and math and engineering and technology from being individual subject areas and putting them into one to allow the students to think in ways that they hadn't before. It provides them an opportunity to be able to approach problems not from just one concept area, but from multiple. They're now thinking scientifically about what do I need to know about the world around me in order to solve this problem? What do I need to know mathematically to solve this problem? Getting them familiar with new technologies, getting them familiar about what an iPad can do to help them, getting them familiar with just random technologies that could be useful that they may not be using, and then teaching them how to use those in creating something new. In preparing them for the middle school and the high school, they need a jump start somewhere. The more exposure they get to programs like this, the better off they'll be. There are so many jobs now that are STEM related and jobs that students aren't even aware of that we want to kind of bring to the forefront for them when they're choosing their career. And for these kids to expose them to some of these jobs that are out there that they could already be interested in is a wonderful thing.
Hello, my name is Tammy Motes and I'm principal of Penns Grove School here in the Oxford Area School District. This is our first year implementing the Gateway program for Project Lead the Way in our 7th grade technology curriculum. The focus for the unit our students are working on is automation and robotics. Our 8th grade technology curriculum focuses on engineering, where the students are designing and building with a culminating project of building a CO2-powered dragster.
The more the students understand how technology is used in our current world, the more progressive our society will be, the more opportunities will open up for them as they grow in their life.
The future of the class, we're going to be doing programming. That's what these are for. We're going to use these as testing boards to see if people can get them to work.
These hands-on experiences in this class will provide them those opportunities to expand upon what they've learned in other classes, apply technologies that we have today, as well as hopefully they'll be able to develop the technologies of the future that others will use and will be part of our economic growth here in the United States.
The goal for our middle school curriculum is to build our elementary and high school curriculums and engage our students in science, engineering, and math programs.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jamie Canaday, principal at Oxford Area High School. 3 years ago, our school district placed an emphasis on STEM education at the high school level in an effort to make our students more competitive and college and career ready when they leave our high school. Our STEM courses focus on the process of defining and solving problems, not just getting the right answers.
The students are always very actively engaged in all their projects. They almost want to always come to class, or they always want to come to class. I've had multiple students tell me that this is their favorite class, that this is the reason why they really enjoy school. I've heard from many different teachers that Project Lead the Way has helped not only in their classes, but also in others. Specifically with Project Lead the Way, we have 3 programs as of right now in the high school. We have Introduction to Engineering Design. They dive deep into what an actual engineer is, what they do, what they're able to really see what their future college courses are going to be like. Then we go on to Principles of Engineering Design, and then we have Aerospace Engineering, which is the 3rd year. The students are extremely excited to go outside and shoot some rockets, go and build some gliders, test out different theories within space. Specifically, some of the students, they come out of the course, the first intro level course, and they're amazed at all the different kinds of engineering jobs are out there, how much they're paid, where they're actually at. Many of the students don't realize how many engineers are in this area. They fall in love with the fact that I'm able to have an object in my head, think of it for a little bit, and then they're actually able to create it through the engineering design process.
Our students are provided with opportunities to develop their communication, problem solving, and critical thinking skills, all skills which are transferable in real-world settings. We are excited to see that our STEM initiative has moved into our 5 through 8 buildings, and to see the opportunities for growth that await us at Oxford Area High School.
I feel as though I've been prepared for this class because I've learned basic maths and sciences that help me with this class, and I feel like this class will help me prepare for the future because in college I'll be more advanced than the other people around me, and usually engineering field is male dominant, but I feel as though girls can take this class also.
It prepares you for problems that are going to come later in life.
And this is actually my first year taking this class, part of Lead the Way, and I'm in the aerospace engineering class. And what I want to do later in my lifetime is to be an aerospace engineer. And I think this class is giving me a little insight and actually giving me a lot more than what my peers would be at when I get to college. I'm learning a lot more than getting really set up to go into the field and getting prior knowledge that I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. And I've also seen lots of parallels between my physics classes and my calculus classes, and it just kind of wraps everything else together, and it just makes for a very, very fun experience. Had a lot of good experiences and got to build some paper airplanes for the first couple assignments. That was pretty fun.
So, do any of you guys want to do anything as a career in this field?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe.
Yeah? What are you thinking of?
Mechanical engineering.
Yeah? That's
Medical
awesome.
engineering.
That's awesome too.